Welcome to What the Wrestling, the podcast where you break down the biggest moments, hottest takes, and the wildest stories from the world of pro wrestling. Whether you're a diehard fan or just stepping into the squared circle, we're here to give you the real scoop on everything happening in the ring.
I'm your host, RJD, and we're about to take a ride through the latest and greatest in pro wrestling. Get ready for all our hot takes, deep dives, and all the wrestling you never knew you needed.
Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button and join What the Wrestling family so you never miss an episode. Now let's step into the ring.
You're listening to the What the Wrestling podcast, the show that brings you all things wrestling with your host, RJD.
Oh, you already know what time it is.
Tiger uppercut.
Man, we gotta do some updating. My voice is a little lagging. But anyway, WWE Wrestle. This is not WrestlePalooza. This is Crown Jewel. I knew that.
Nope.
I knew that.
You stupid.
Crown Jewel, everybody. Let's see what this show had to offer on the back of WrestlePalooza and ESPN talking crap. Let's see what we got here. Let us not waste any more time and let's go. Yes. Tis I, RJD here. And once again, welcome to What the Wrestling, the show that brings you all things wrestling. Once again, I am your host, RJD. Hit the like button. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel rolling across the bottom of your screen. Follow What the Wrestling on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. And follow me, RJD, on the Twitter, RJ699. Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter, RJ699. No updates to the channel as of yet. Only thing I can say is I will be going live once a week. Had to straighten some stuff out. Now that all of that stuff is back under control, we're going to get back to our regularly scheduled programming. So let's talk about this Crown Jewel show. As a whole, and I am going to run down just real quickly. I'm not going to be here too long, but we are going to review the show, what I thought about it, go and break down the matches. Excuse me, things like that. But first things first, as a whole, this is much better than WrestlePalooza. I think ESPN taking a crap all over.
You stupid.
Taking a crap all over WrestlePalooza. Now people are like, all right, we got to get this done. I like 6 matches. I know in NXT he used to do 5, Black and Gold era. I think he did 6 once or twice, but I like 6 matches. Every match gets a chance to breathe, but he does 5. That he meaning Triple H. It is what it is. But I think the quality of matches are good here. We got some story progression. We got things going on. It wasn't just let's throw some matches up there and have a good time. Like, it was a mixture of this had no story, this had story, this had no story, this had story. Then we had the AJ and Cena, which was my favorite match on the show, where Cena and AJ paying, or especially Cena paying tribute to everybody. and all the greatest rivals and all the stuff going on. That match was awesome. John Cena, man. If we had just kept, all right. So there's two things here. Because if we kept the heel turn and actually, if we did the heel turn, but actually had other people incorporated, Rock and everybody else, and told a grand story of him getting his redemption back, then okay. But they didn't tell that story. They just, it was him trying to carry it by himself. So if we had just kept him babyface, we probably could have got a lot more of this, and that would have been great. So I ain't mad at it. That would have been great. But they didn't do that, so it is what it is. But John Cena, he's got 4 dates left. So we'll see what happens. But A1 from top to bottom. This was a very enjoyable card. The freaking 8 in the morning. Holy hell. I ain't doing it.
Nope.
Listen, I watched a little bit of this at the gym, and I watched a little on the treadmill, and I watched a little bit more of it when I got home. I was not trying to sit up here and watch this at 8 in the morning. Sorry. Not doing it. But this was great. Top to bottom, this was great. So let's get into it. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So let's get into it first. Bronson Reed beats your tribal chief, Roman Reigns, in an Australian street fight. We had a paddle spot, which was pretty good. Let's take it to the end. We had a Superman punch, another Superman punch for a near fall. Reigns was set to hit him outside the ring, but Braun Breaker came out of nowhere and hit him and hit a spear on Reigns. Breaker then helped Reed do the shield bomb through the table. Commentary desk. Usos music hits. They come down. They help Reigns. They get rid of both Vision members until Braun Breaker spears Jimmy through the barricade. I think he speared Jimmy through the barricade. I don't think it was Jay. Doesn't matter. But Reigns got back into the mix, and that led to Jay accidentally spearing Reigns through a table, which set up Bronson Reed to hit the Tsunami for the win. And that was all she wrote. Now, Roman was extremely mad, and he was like, I don't want to see any of you until Christmas. So, well, we know he's coming back at Christmas. And I know there's going to be a War Games, I'm assuming. So who knows what that will look like. Maybe we don't see Roman all of November, and we see him in December setting up for Christmas. I don't know, but he's going to be gone for a while, most likely. He took the loss. Only the second person, I think, this whole year to pin the tribal chief. First person was Cody. The second person is Mr. Bronson Reed. So Bronson Reed's going to get a hell of a push, I see. And I always knew, I was like, Bronson Reed, man, he's a big guy. He can move. He's really good in the ring. I'm glad he's getting the burn he deserves. But he says, I love you, but I don't want to see you till Christmas. And he said, this only works if it goes back to doing what I used to do. This only works if this doesn't work like this. So there was no smash him. You couldn't smash him. So yeah, we got some bloodline stuff, and this is actually getting interesting again. So shout out to all of the brothers involved, and big win for Big Bronson Reed. Stephanie Von Kerr beats Tiffany Stratton in wasn't a long match, but these two had a very, very good wrestling match. The end came where we had the yeah. Shout out to Booker T. Shout out to Booker T. We had a devil's kiss. Shortly after, we had an SVB, but that got kicked out of. And then we had the prettiest moonsault ever, but it was missed. And then we had the corkscrew. I don't know what you call it, but it is absolutely phenomenal. And her knee landed right in Tiffany's gut. So I know that had to suck because she landed right on her. Ouch. But she got the win, and Stephanie Von Kerr La Primera is the crown jewel champion for the women. Good stuff here all around. Then we had Cena versus AJ. We had both of these brothers putting on their wrestling boots tonight. I guess Cena said, F it, I'm going out. I only got 8, 9, 4, 3, 2 dates left. I'm going to wrestle my butt off. And not that he wasn't wrestling his butt off for the last 20 years. I'm just saying he's giving it his all. And it's like, remember that little bit of time, maybe it was a year ago or whatever it was, and we like, yeah, Cena might have lost a little bit of a step. Nah. I mean, even he said it verbatim himself. I don't want to be a shell of my former self. Once I know that I've lost a step, I'm out. And to his credit, whatever he needs to do, because I'm sure he doesn't feel great after these matches, as you get older, I'm sure it takes a toll on your body. Look at Kenny Omega. I mean, he just looks like it's beating him. He just looks like he's hurt all the time. But Cena, we know, was a madman and trained vigorously 10 years ago, 15 years ago. He was a madman in that gym. We know this. So it doesn't surprise me that when he wants to go out there and do his thing, he's doing his thing at the highest level. It doesn't surprise me. So we had Cena paying tribute to a whole bunch of people. But this really picked up in the middle of this match. So they had a spot where it was like a tale of 3 matches. We had like the beginning wrestling match. Then we had the section of the match where it was like they traded STF calf crusher into the STF into the crossface counter into the, shout out to Inevitably Dope on TikTok, but the counter into the STF counter into another. So they traded submissions for like a couple of minutes. That was the second part of this match. Then the third part of this match is when shit picked up. Shit picked up after that. We're going down to Marco. And we had the Walls of Jericho. After that, we had the Styles Clash for a 2 count. After this is when the big move after big move after big move after this middle of the match really made the match for me. And I was just like, oh. I'm sitting here yelling in my house. We got Cena. We got the phenomenal forearm try by AJ, and Cena counters it with a Sister Abigail. Rest in peace to Bray Wyatt for a 2 count. Then the Fireflies come out and the fans start singing and doing the Fireflies. That had to be awesome live and in person. Then we had the Randy Orton DDT into an RKO. I legit jumped out of my chair for that. Then we had Styles hitting an AA and then doing he had an AA for a 2 count. Cena came back with an Undertaker chokeslam for a 2 count. Then AJ Styles did a springboard 450 and they knee knocked each other, so that had to suck. I was like, ouch. Both knees hit each other's knees. That had to suck. Then that was a 2 count. Then we had AJ tuning up the band for a sweet chin music. Excuse me. Then we had a phenomenal forearm. And then Styles kicked out of another AA. And the finish came when Cena finally caught Styles off the top rope with a crossbody. He rolled through like he used to. Then I thought he was gonna, when he rolls through, he picks him up and then puts him on his shoulder. No, this mother effer rolls through, puts him in the tombstone position and hits a tombstone power driver into an attitude adjustment for the win. Don mother effing DeMarco. This was A1 in my book. For them to tell the story of, and we even had a skull crushing finale in here. This was great. Like John Cena's doing everybody. I even saw a Deadeye. I think. Now, obviously, they're not gonna call that out. The other company's world champion. They're not gonna call that out at all. But AJ Styles did a mother effing Deadeye. Like what? I was like, that's a Deadeye. And I was hoping that the crowd was like, Hangman, but we didn't get a Hangman chant. That sucks. So boo you, Australia, boo you. But that was absolutely phenomenal. Call back to all of his greatest rivals. The only thing we didn't get in this match from him was a spear. There was one point where they were doing yes chants, yes, and they wanted a Busaiku knee, but they didn't get it. And he's commentary on the other company, so they're not going to do that. And if he did, they wouldn't have called it out. But simply amazing, simply dope. John Cena, AJ Styles did not disappoint. And the crowd did not disappoint. Don DeMarco, this was great. Then we had Io Sky and Rhea Ripley versus the Kabuki Warriors. This was absolutely phenomenal, as all of these ladies are great. We had the end game where we had Kairi Sane, needs water. Definitely making a Starbucks run after this. We had Kairi Sane taking a bullet for Asuka, and then Kairi Sane gets hit with a riptide and then an over the moonsault for the win. And that was all she wrote. So she took the bullet, but how long is she going to take the bullet for Asuka? And I am very much looking forward to that Asuka and Io Sky match. And who knows? One of these four ladies will be the next world champion, and who knows? Maybe it's going to come with that person winning in the Royal Rumble. What if Io and Rhea are the last two in the ladies Royal Rumble? And then Io dumps her out again, and it further proves that Rhea cannot beat Io. Or what if Rhea finally gets her up out of there? And then they tell that story, because they got to go back to Rhea beating Io. It would be nice for Rhea to beat Io for the title, but that means Io has to get the title back, and she just lost the title to Stephanie Van Kerr. So I don't know where they're going to go with this, but I think the next world champion is coming out of this batch of ladies right here. Awesome stuff. And then we had the main event. Seth freaking Rollins, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Cody was, these two were going back and forth. And the end came where Rhodes hit a crossroads from the top rope and Rollins kicked out of it. And at that point, I was like,
You stupid.
bruh.
Nope.
A crossroads from the top rope?
Nope.
Come on, son. We did have a crazy coast to coast with Seth Rollins basically head and shoulder tackling Cena. I was about to say Cena, from one side to the other on Seth. That was kind of nuts. I was like, yikes. Most people do the coast to coast with the drop kick. He did the coast to coast head first. Yikes. That's all I can say. But anyway, after that crossroads from the top, Seth Rollins grabbed the watch, which he put there because he was struggling. He wanted to use it. He didn't want to use it. He wanted to use it. He didn't want to use it. So he finally ends up grabbing the watch, and he's going to hit another crossroads, but referee gets bumped, not taken out, but he gets bumped, and he whacks Cody in the face with the Rolex that he gave him after they finally beat Roman Reigns. And he gets hit with a stomp and then a super stomp off the second rope for the win, proving to himself and everybody else that he finally can beat Cody Rhodes. Listen, he put Cody over 3 or 4 times in a row. Like, what more do you want from me? Seth needed this win bad, and he got it, and I'm glad he got it, and it was awesome. It was great. It was awesome. And at the end, Seth cut a promo. He is the greatest. He is a visionary. He is Seth freaking Rollins, and now he is the best. And after that, Stephanie Van Kerr came into the ring. La Primera, Seth freaking Rollins, stand tall. Everybody leaves happy, and that was it. But this was good stuff, man. This was A1 stuff. So I'm looking forward to Monday Night Raw. We are back at it. I might be doing the Raw review on Wednesday So I'm not sure just yet, but I'm not going to do it on Monday because I'm not going to be able to. I am going to watch the show, and normally I do the Monday Night Raw then review the next day. But Tuesday, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it either. I'm going to be busy. So probably going to come out Wednesday, and then I'll do the AEW Dynamite review on Thursday. And then the SmackDown review, I normally do that Saturday, whatever. So that is basically the post structure this week. Look out for that. Shout out to everybody disagreeing with me on TikTok. I love y'all. Shout out to everybody rocking with me on TikTok. I love y'all too. And good show. ESPN, I'm sure they won't be shitting on this one. So with that being said, that's all I got for y'all. Enjoy the Saturday. It is 4 o'clock. Be safe. Enjoy. And I'm out. Peace.
Down the Mongo.